Hey team, Angus Draken here, and this video is my top 10 things I love about the Canon EOS R. So I've been shooting with the Canon EOS R for just over 2 weeks now. Had a few professional shoots with this, and I have to say I am very impressed. I have moved on from doing my photography on the Canon 5D Mark II, which is an absolute dinosaur, so this is definitely a big step up from that. Filming wise, I still do the majority of filming on my EOS R Mini, but I have been testing this out. Alright, in no particular order, my top 10 things, starting with this is a full frame mirrorless camera. So Canon's mirrorless range before this, this is an M6. This is not full frame. It's very small. It's small frame. Canon EOS R is full frame, gets you all you can get from your lenses, which brings me on to point number 2. It comes, well, I bought it with a Canon R to EF lens adapter, so I can put this on and put all of my old Canon L series lenses on it. It does come with a new series of lenses with an R mount, I'm pretty sure it's called, and I will not be buying those because they are super expensive. But having a Canon lens adapter does mean that the communication between this camera and the L series lenses for things like autofocus and all of that kind of jazz is superb. So thanks Canon for not completely leaving us in the dark with that one. I love the ergonomics and the weight of this camera. It's nice and heavy. This M6 looks like a toy. It feels like a toy. It sounds like a toy. This makes you seem a bit more legit. It feels nice in the hand, nice and heavy, so you're not going to shake everywhere. There is a record button right next to the shutter speed. Now, this might not seem like a massive positive because other cameras do have its own individual record button, like say the M6 that has a record button on the back here. The reason I like it up with the shutter is because if you're vlogging or taking a selfie or video, a video selfie. If you're taking one of those, it's far easier to find that, whereas if you're doing this, you're trying to kind of find where the button is and you don't know and you have to turn it around, and this just makes it nice and easy. One less step that you have to go through. Speaking of recording yourself, another thing that I absolutely love is the flip out LCD screen, so you can take your video selfies or your regular selfies. Doing a lot of filming, I love to get different angles that people don't normally see, so up nice and tall or down nice and low, and it's good to have the rotating screen so I don't have to tilt my head up or get on my tippy toes to find out if I'm actually in focus or not. Speaking of focus, another thing that I absolutely love that they've put into the EOS R is the focus peaking. So I have it on my EOS Mini, which is what I'm filming on at the moment. I have it on my EOS Mini, my cinema camera, which is good for pulling focus. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of autofocus. I think you can definitely do a lot more if you're in charge of the focus, and learning how to pull focus is a great skill to have. Focus peaking is definitely handy. You can also see it in this thing, which is my next positive, the EVF, electronic viewfinder. So basically when I put my head up to the screen, I can see everything that I saw on the screen, all of the details, all of the important stuff like the histograms and the frame rates and all that jazz is in the EVF. What you see through here is going to be your end product in the photo. So if you're taking a photo and it looks dark in here, well then brighten it up. I do really like that, especially when filming. I've never actually been able to film on an SLR while looking through the viewfinder. I've always had to have the screen on for some reason. That's just how it happens. This is the Mark II, so maybe they fixed that in the Mark III or the 4, I'm not sure, but being able to actually film through the viewfinder is really good because it gives you that extra point of contact so you can stay nice and still instead of having shaky footage. So along with having the recordable button, Canon actually makes it super easy for you to change all the functions of the different buttons all around. So you've got quite a few different buttons on the side and on the back, and you can change them around. Better still, if you're in the photo mode, you can set your buttons to do photo things, and then when you swap over to video mode, you can organize it to do video things. And the best thing is when you swap over, the camera remembers what button goes where for photos and what button goes where for videos, so you don't have to continually reprogram it. Looking around the body a bit more, I noticed this guy. This is probably more for videography than photography. You can see it's got this guy here, which has a headphone input and a microphone input. So having the microphone and the headphone jack in here is really good because then you can, monitor your audio while you're filming, if you're filming anything important, unlike these little mirrorless cameras that only really have a microphone input. Another feature which I really like, which you all probably think is probably really unimportant, is the fact that when you turn it off and open up the lens, it actually has the shutters come down where the sensor is to protect the sensor. I do get major anxiety when I'm changing lenses out in the field if it's really dusty or if it's raining or anything like that. So having this just kind of gives me a bit extra peace of mind to know that I'm not going to absolutely destroy the sensor. My last one is more of a money saving tip, much like the lenses, is that it uses the DSLR batteries, which means that when I bought this camera, I didn't have to buy any extra batteries because I already have plenty of extra from when I was filming with the DSLRs. So thanks Canon, even though you want us to spend ridiculous amounts of money on the lenses, you're still happy for us to use the same batteries, which, thank you. Did I make it to 10? I think I made it to 10. All of that. So in the first 2 weeks of use, that is what I found most helpful and the best thing about the Canon EOS R. I will keep you updated on more things that I find out with the EOS R. I think this is going to be my main workhorse from now on, especially doing events, because it's really nice to switch between photo and video so easily instead of carrying around two cameras. I will be doing my top 10 worst things about the Canon EOS R, because it is not a perfect camera. So if you want to find out my top 10 worst things about the EOS R, head on over to that video, which I'm sure will go up around the same time. Fingers crossed. There you go. Have you guys had a play with the EOS R? Do you own one? Why did you buy one? Why did you do that? Why did you spend money on this bit of plastic and metal and glass and stuff? What have you found filming it? Let me know what the best things are, what the worst things are. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I just like to hear from you. I reckon it'd be cool to get a conversation going. Yeah, cool. EOS R team, go. Woo. Okay. Bye.